Good morning, everyone. We'll continue with our book reading this morning, The Toyota Way to Service Excellence by Jeffrey K. Leica and Karen Ross. Continue from where we stopped yesterday. Yesterday, we looked at the last part of lessons learned from NTL, which is respect and develop people. Today on page 378, we continue from there, and he said, why limited leaders produce limited results. So it would be a wonderful world for consultants if all our clients were an open-minded and eager to learn as Joe and his partners. Unfortunately, that is just not so. Leaders generally get to where they are because they have drive and passion, which often means they have egos and can be a bit stubborn. They know what made them successful and they want to keep on doing that. As we have learned, habits can be replaced with better habits, but it takes a lot of work. NL services, training classes with PowerPoint don't change leadership behavior. It was Monday evening. It had been a long but satisfying day at Service for You. Sam McQueen was in the car heading out to meet Mike Gallagher, who had taken the position of EVP of Corporate Link Strategy for NL Services after Sam had moved over to Service for You. Mike had texted that he would be a few minutes late. A last-minute phone call from corporate was putting him in a little behind schedule. Funny how things work out, Sam thought to himself as he swung his car into a parking space. A year and a half ago, that is exactly where I would have been. As he walked into the restaurant, coincidentally, the same one where he and Sarah Stevens had met before he worked at Service for You, he realized how long ago and far away those fantastic Mondays at NL Services seemed to be. Sam was looking forward to seeing Mike. They had kept in contact for a little while after Sam had left, but then lost touch. Sam had been a little surprised when Mike gave him a call out of the blue and asked if they could meet for dinner. But he had to admit to himself that he was quite interested in hearing how NL Service was doing. Sorry I'm late, Mike apologized as he reached out to shake Sam's hand. No problem, Mike said. No problem, Mike, said Sam. Laughing really, Sam said. I know it's been a while, but I guess I have quite wiped from my memory all those crazy Mondays at NL Services. Yeah, said Mike, shaking his head and sitting down heavily in his chair. I guess not much has really changed since you left. Still fighting with corporate about those numbers every Monday and spending more time on the phone begging and pleading with their regional managers than I would like. It's exhausting, and since we haven't been doing any lean work over the past 6 months, things have gone backward real fast. Sorry to hear that, Sam said. I didn't realize that NL Services had stopped doing lean. Last I had heard, the work with that consulting company, Lean Mechanics, was moving right along. They are a big, well-established company. I'm surprised to hear that you aren't working with them anymore. Yeah, said Mike. I'm kind of surprised too. Everything seems to start out so well with them. We're really impressed with their sales pitch, including all the other examples of companies like us that they had worked with who claimed great success with their standard implementation program. The whole thing seemed so easy on paper. Their senior lean experts would come in. They would run 2-day training classes at our corporate offices for the excess and senior execs and senior managers on lean tools, and then the senior managers would each get one of the lean mechanics lean experts to help them implement the program in their area. Lean mechanics supplied us with everything they said we would need, and they had great looking PowerPoint decks on all tools. 5S, value stream mapping, standard work, and problem solving. We licensed all the training materials so that once our people were trained, they could take the materials back with them for reference when their lean expert wasn't around to help. Sam could see that Mike was getting more and more uncomfortable as he told the story. Well, said Sam, seems like they were very organized and had everything well laid out. Lean mechanics really seemed to have a plan. What happened? Shaking his head, Mike said, it's like the old saying goes. I guess even the best laid plans, as I said, the plan really did look great on paper. The problem is that after all the senior managers finished their training classes and went back to their areas, they just didn't stick to the plan and they just laid the implementation however they felt comfortable. Once they got back to their areas, they said that the materials in PowerPoint deck didn't apply to what their business unit did and that they didn't have any time to work on their leader standard work. As Mike stopped for a minute to drink some of the wine that he had ordered, Sam thought of himself. Sounds so different from the work we did with Leslie. Doesn't seem like lean mechanics even cared about any of the problems each of the areas might be having. This just sounds like a cookie cutter, one size fits all kind of things. How could anyone expect that it could fit every year of NL services or any company for that matter? They are quite different, and the problems they have are different as well. So this is where I'll stop for our reading today. And today's topic said, training classes with PowerPoint don't change leadership behavior. So we are reading about the NL services. It's just telling us about the story, of their leadership. So I believe as we'll go further tomorrow, we'll really understand what it's talking about. So this is also for our reading today.